Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker. Well, I was reading a post that was really disturbing to me, so I really want to address this issue. There was a woman who lives in a building, she rents an apartment there, and there's a homeless man that on several occasions has tried to come into the building. The other tenants of the building have shooed him away, but she decided that, hey, it's cold, it's snowing, I'm going to let him in. And she was saying that she was trying to encourage other people to do the same thing. Well, guys, this is going to sound real cold right now, but I am going to discourage you from doing that. And I'm going to tell you why what she did is wrong. Her heart was in the right place, but unfortunately, her actions could have cost people, including hers, their lives in many different ways. Okay, so let me break it down for you. There are people out there who will portray to be homeless when they're actually not. There is absolutely no reason for any homeless person to want to come into an apartment building. Besides shelters, you have churches out there, you have charities out there, you have the Department of Homeless Services, among others, that is there to help people in dire need. I personally have seen people go into parks and wake up homeless people who were either sleeping on the benches or sleeping on the ground, saying, hey, get up, it's too cold, the temperature is going to be frigid, you need to come with us. And I've seen the police with those people as well. So, no, I don't trust anybody who wants to go into an apartment building when we have all these services here for homeless people. Now, granted, they may not be the best of the best, right? However, we do have it. The other thing is this: those who are portraying to be homeless, they're normally thieves. Okay. I lived in an apartment building at one time. There were people that would buzz people in, people that would come in. Some of them would break into people's homes. One lady was raped and killed as well as robbed. So that's another reason why, because of that past experience, I'm not really okay with that. The other thing is, you do have some now that are really homeless. Okay. They may have mental health issues. It's not fair because everybody is really not trained on how to deal with people with differing mental health related whatever. Okay, because all of us have to deal with mental health. We all have mental health, but as far as everybody doesn't, for example, have schizophrenia. Some people do, and myself included, I don't know how to deal with those people. I don't know the first thing about how to care for a person who has that. Yes, you can say, well, love is the answer. Listen, I agree that love is important, but some people need a little bit more than love. Let's keep it a buck. Let's be honest, okay? So, no, I don't think it's fair to the other tenants that may not have the knowledge to take care of a person like this who may be suffering in this particular case. There are hotlines and everything that you can call to come and get the person and assist them with whatever it is that they're going through. You might not necessarily want to call the police all the time because, unfortunately, We have seen cases where the police have shot the people. But there normally is either 311, in some states it's 211 that you can call, and they can direct you as far as who it is that you need in order to assist this person. Some of them, not all, are on drugs. Drugs normally alter a person's mind, and it's not always in the most positive way. Let's also be honest and be real with that. Do you want the kids in that building to be exposed to how to shoot themselves up with heroin? Okay. Uh, the other thing is, some of them are also squatters. All right. Uh, Squatters are not even real homeless people, but a lot of times they portray themselves as being homeless. We recently saw a case where this woman broke into a mansion in Maryland. Okay. So, no, uh, squatters, a lot of the times, what they'll do, especially those who are on drugs, and many of them do have a place to live. They just don't want to go to that place because that place may not have drug dealers readily available. So they will choose an apartment building. That is, they will break into that apartment, or they'll let someone will let them in, because this happened to my aunt's property actually. The building that she lived in, uh, they were living in the hallway, and they found out that one of the apartments in the building, by the way, this building is a co-op building. It's not even a regular rental. Okay. They found out that one of the apartments became available. They broke into the apartment. And I don't know what it is about a lot of these squatters, but they will tear up the apartments. They will rip up the floors. They will tear down the walls. They will tear down the ceiling. That costs the landlord a whole lot of money. And unfortunately, in states like New York, it can take over a year in eviction court just to get them out, even though they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. And guess what? If the landlord finds out that you are the one that has allowed these people into the building, the landlord can come after you and can evict you from the building as well, because you didn't just cost him money, but you put the lives of everybody in the building in danger when you did that, when you allowed them to come in, even if nobody physically got hurt. And from my understanding, in my aunt's particular case, they were very loud, very noisy. They were disturbing the peace. It was not good. Besides, some people, some, not all, because all homeless people are not the same, but some of them do have a criminal past. How do you know you're not inviting somebody who's a child molester in the building? How do you know? You don't know that person. Yeah, it's cold. Yes, they're freezing. And my hat goes out to you. My heart goes out to you, because I understand that you feel for them, that you want to help them. But letting them into a building that you don't own to keep them out of the cold, that's not the right way to do it. It's just simply, it is very, very dangerous what you did. It is extremely dangerous. And I'm telling you, and I know a lot of people may think that I'm going off the big end when I say this, but there are people who are perpetrating a fraud. And one of the frauds that's out there is people pretending that to be homeless. And let me tell you something else that they do. Some of them have IP defraggers. So even if a building has cameras, they will take that defragger and they will mess with the camera so that the camera can't catch them doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. And if your building carries Wi-Fi, they can figure out, if they're in the building long enough, that is, where the Wi-Fi is and mess around with that, as well as the electrical, as well as the plumbing. My coworker, she has an issue right now where there are some squatters in the basement. They're in the mechanical room. Sometimes that building will have blackouts. The rest of the neighborhood doesn't have blackouts. There's nothing wrong with the electricity in the area. So why is it that that building is having problems? Because they have illegal people, squatters, in the basement of the building near the controls. And yes, they have claimed squatters' rights even though the basement is not an apartment. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see where there's a problem? It's not just, oh, they'll be in the hallway defecating and urinating because they don't have there's normally not a bathroom in the hallway, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just that. It can be more than that. It can be more serious than that. So I am putting this out there to say, landlords, you may want to update those leases, talk to your tenants, and let them know, hey, this is not acceptable. By the way, your landlord, typically, even if your landlord does not live in the building, they have hired a property manager. The property manager can take care of these type of things. You could, even if you don't know any agency out there or who to call, you can call the property manager of your building, and that property manager can assist or can direct that person who wants to come into the building because outside is cold. But for you to do it on, take it upon yourself and just have them just come in, no, I don't agree with that. As a matter of fact, sometimes there are little spaces in a building, and a property manager may say, hey, you can stay in this space, and that space may have a bathroom for them to use. It does happen occasionally, maybe not all the times, but occasionally. But I'd prefer for somebody to do that than to just let someone that they don't know, that the landlord doesn't know, and that maybe the property manager doesn't know. I prefer they do that than to just allow this person to just come in just because it's cold and you have a big heart. We all have a big heart. Well, no, we don't all have a big heart. Excuse me, sorry. Many of us have a big heart. Many of us care. But there is a proper way to go about things. And letting people that you don't know onto someone else's property is wrong. And that's all I have to say to that. Please share this amongst your friends. Remember, each one reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.